Hi, I'm Mel Pickup, Chief Executive of Bradford Teaching Hospitals, and welcome to this week's update, which marks the first of our special series for July, celebrating 75 incredible years of the NHS. Today we hear from Elaine Appelbee, Independent Chair of the Bradford District and Craven Health and Care Partnership. Elaine reflects on her long career and the increasing importance of partnerships for health and wellbeing. She also takes us to visit the Highfield Community Association in Keighley, a fantastic example of partnership working in action.
I came to Bradford University in 1972 and trained as a social worker. One of the things I learnt very quickly was that the people who were coming into hospital, a lot of them were young women with things like anxiety and depression. And it struck me at the time that actually the best response to that wasn't for them to come in and out of hospital, but they were being made ill, if you like, by the circumstances in which they were living. And so I very quickly shifted away from being a social worker in a hospital to working in the community and actually coming at issues that way. What could we do together to improve the quality of life that might prevent illness in that case? In these latter years, two things have happened. One is that the NHS was actually given the job of improving health, not just making people better when they're poorly. Also, we're seeing people living longer, but with more complex health conditions. Now, these complex health conditions can't simply be solved by doctors giving medicines. If you've got, say, diabetes, then actually the NHS is very dependent on partnering with the person with the illness, because there are things that they can do and they need people to do in order that those people can live as well as possible with the disease. What we see at the Highfield Centre and all those grassroots community centres, they are a means of getting services. Partners have a base there that they can come, they can be in contact. And the other thing they do is that very often they become the means by which people, if they do have a good idea for improving the life of their community, it's often through those centres that they can find a means to be able to help make things happen. Fazila has been really good at finding the money to develop the centre in ways to enable what's needed to be provided. That's her real skill, to take that knowledge of what's needed and then to be able to bring in the resources to help make that happen.
I know, we're keeping well. Yeah, good. Good, yeah, you're doing all right. Welcome. I know. When you sort of start off and looking back now, you know, it was more about engaging with the communities. It was getting the centre used, basically. It was like, it's in this area, why isn't it being used? Just looking at the space, one of the things that we did identify was we only had 2 rooms to work with. And it was like, if we're looking at running these groups for the community centre, you know, we're right in the centre of a diverse community here where there's thousands of people living. We need to create space so that we're not turning people away. And then it was really looking at how can we maximise this space to create, ideally, a second floor. And that's what we did.
We see the extent to which the NHS is overwhelmed, the demand on it. And we also know that quite a bit of that demand that's coming through the doors can be dealt with elsewhere. I got back involved because I see this is a real moment. I think we've the right people in place in Bradford District and Craven. I see the energy that's out there. I see the work that's already out there. Now, if we can make that happen right across the piece, then that future looks really promising.